He canceled our wedding by email. No meeting, no explanation, just 12 words. I've met someone else, someone better than you. I'm sorry, sorry. He even signed it with his full name, like a business memo. That was the moment I realized the man I was about to marry never loved me. He managed me. And like any manager firing an employee, he thought it was done the moment he hit send. He had no idea I'd already started dismantling his life piece by piece. We met 3 years ago at a charity gala he didn't want to attend. He arrived late, arrogant, and untouchable, the kind of man who looked like he belonged everywhere. He found me at the bar, nervous and underdressed. He smiled, that rehearsed, predatory smile, and said, "You look like someone who doesn't know how much she deserves." I fell for it. He studied me the way a connoisseur studies art, not to appreciate it, but to own it. He built me up, brick by brick, only so he could watch me crumble when he took his hands away. When he proposed, I said yes before realizing he'd never actually asked out of love. It was control, a promise he intended to break on his terms. The first crack appeared 6 months before the wedding. He started hiding his phone, new passwords, late-night conference calls. Once, I heard a woman's laugh on speaker. He said it was the assistant from work. But I've learned, when a man says assistant, he usually means accomplice. So, I stopped asking questions. I started collecting answers. The day I found the truth wasn't cinematic. No lipstick on a collar, no text that said, "I love you, baby." Just a single photo. Him, her, in Paris, the exact weekend he'd told me he was visiting his sick father. She wasn't a stranger. She was his colleague, the one who always lingered too long after meetings, the one who called him boss with that knowing smile. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I stared at that photo until my pulse slowed back to normal. And then I began. He gave me an engagement ring worth more than my car. I sold it quietly, through a private dealer, under a false name, no paper trail. With that money, I bought silence and access. A tech friend from college helped me mirror his email account. What I found wasn't just infidelity, it was corruption. Offshore accounts, bribes, photos, messages. He wasn't just cheating on me, he was cheating everyone. His company's investors, his board, his so-called better woman. So I made a new plan. I gathered everything, packaged it cleanly, sent anonymous tips to his company, the board, and, just for irony, to the woman herself. And on the morning he sent that email breaking off the engagement, the leaks began hitting inboxes. By noon, his phone was buzzing non-stop. By evening, his accounts were frozen. By midnight, his name was trending, for all the wrong reasons. He thought he had replaced me with someone better. He just didn't know I'd already replaced him, with exposure. 2 weeks later, I saw him again. He was waiting outside the coffee shop where we first met, gaunt, sleepless, a ghost. "Why?" he asked, voice cracking like old glass. I took a sip of my coffee, steady. "You canceled the wedding," I said softly. "I just canceled the lie." He looked like he wanted to shout, to beg, to undo the past with noise, but he couldn't. He'd built his whole empire on silence and secrets. I just turned the volume up. As I walked away, I heard him whisper, "She left me too." The new woman, the one better than me, had abandoned him the moment the scandal broke. And that's when he finally understood. He hadn't lost me because he cheated. He lost me because I stopped forgiving. A month later, his company removed him from the board. He sold his car, moved into a smaller apartment, tried to rebuild. But reputations, once burned, don't grow back. Sometimes, when I think about the wedding that never happened, I smile. The venue was already booked, a glass garden overlooking the sea. He thought it would be the day he proved he'd won. But I've learned something more powerful than love or hate: control. Control isn't about holding on, it's about knowing when to let go and watching everything they built collapse without lifting a finger. Last week, he called again. Blocked number, shaky voice. "Was it you?" he asked. "Tell me it wasn't you." I didn't answer. I just let the silence stretch, the kind that suffocates. And before I hung up, I said the only truth that mattered. "You replaced me, remember? You should ask the one who took my place." He never called again, but I heard he found out who took his place, in every way that mattered. Because the woman he left me for was the one who turned him in, after realizing I'd sent her everything she needed to save herself. And that, right there, was the final twist. He thought he was the hunter. He never saw the trap. By the time he realized what I'd done, it was already too late.